Welcome back to Security and Privacy in Cloud. I'm J. Lavanya, Assistant Professor of CSE Department. So in this video, we're going to discuss on the Unit 5, Monitoring, Auditing and Management. We're going to see the subtopic called Reporting and Management. Okay. So what is meant by reporting and management? So first of all, this reporting and management explores the critical relationship between the reporting as well as and management within the organization. So it highlights the importance of effective reporting system in facilitating informed decision making, enhanced operational efficiency, and driving strategic initiatives. So, by understanding the nuisance of reporting, managers can leverage the data to improve the performance and achieve the organizational goals. And this cloud reporting and management in the cloud typically involves three pillars. So first one, monitoring and alerting. Second one, logging and analytics. Third one, governance and cost management. So first of all, monitoring and alerting. So this we have already discussed in the previous video. You can check out in the playlist. And this monitoring and alerting, it continuously measures the health, performance, and availability of your cloud resources, VMs, containers, serverless function, database, etc. and triggering the alerts when metrics cross the defined threshold. So what are the key metrics is that infrastructure like CPU, memory, disk IO, as well as the network throughput. And what are the applications if you take? Like it can request latency, error rates, queue length, and throttling connection count, which cache hit or the miss ratio. And leading services like AWS CloudWatch or the custom dashboard, alarms, anomaly detection, and Azure Monitor, which metrics Explorer application insights as well as the smart alerts. And what about GCP operations? Uptime checks, dashboards, as well as alerting policies. And what are the best practices? Like you can go for some KPI or multi-dimensional alerts or some anomaly detection. And the second pillar of this reporting and management is that logging as well as analytics, right? And what it is mean, collecting, storing, and querying logs and traces from your application and infrastructure to diagnose the issues, perform root cause analysis, and identify the trend. And components like a structured JSON or unstructured event records, and traces like distributed request flow, an example like via open telemetry, and metrics like aggregated time series, which is derived from the logs and traces. Okay, and what are the leading services is that AWS CloudWatch logs as well as the X-Ray, and Azure Log Analytics and Application Insights, and GCP logging and trace. Okay, and governance and cost management, third pillar. So here it ensures that the cloud usage is compliant, secure, and cost efficient through the policies, budgets, and automated controls. And what are the key activities involved is that here it has some tagging like enforce some consistent resource tags, example environment colon prod comma owner colon team underscore a. And what is meant by budget and alert is that set monthly budgets and get notified at some thresholds like 50, 80, and 100 percentage. And policies like lockdown regions, instance types, or disallow services via sub policy engines. And what are the leading services is that AWS Cost Explorer and AWS Budgets, and Azure Cost Management and Billing, and GCP Cloud Billing and Reports and Management. So putting it all together, we can be able to define the goals like uptime, latency, SLO, cost targets, and compliance requirements, and select the tools like leverage your cloud provider's native service for seamless integration, and establishes a process like onboardings with runbooks, establish an instant response workflow, and hold some regular blameless postpones. Okay. And what about iterate and improves that? We have to review the dashboard weekly, refine the alert thresholds, optimize the spend, and evolve the governance policies. Okay, and this is all about the intro about the reporting and management. The second one is that, so this is somewhat a precise format of reporting and management cycle. So here, the first of all, we have to collect the data from various sources, as we have mentioned earlier, and we have to analyze the data, and we have to make the decisions, and we have to implement the actions, and we have to evaluate the outcomes. Okay. So first of all, I'll just discuss about the introduction to reporting in management. So, reporting is a fundamental aspect of management that involves the systematic collection, analysis, and presentation of data to support the decision making process. It serves as a bridge between the data and actionable insights, enabling the managers to monitor the performance, identify the trends, and make informed choices. And what are the types of reports is that operational report, and these reports provide insights into the day-to-day operations of an organization. They often include metrics related to productivity, efficiency, and resource utilization. Second one is that financial report. So financial reporting focuses on the financial health of an organization, or the key documents that include income statements, balance sheet, and cash flow statements, which help the managers assess the profitability and financial stability. Strategic reports, so these reports are designed to inform long-term planning and strategy development. So they may include market analysis, competitive assessment, and forecast. And compliance report is that, so organizations must adhere to the various regulations and standards. So this compliance report ensures that the organization meets the legal and ethical requirements. Okay. So this is what I have explained. So if you take the operational reports, so we have discussed about the operational reports. If you take the real-time example of these kind of operational reports, so here it uses some in health dashboard. If you're continuously surface key infrastructure metrics, so operations team can spot and remediate emerging issues before they affect the customers. Like metric is that AWS CloudWatch or the CPU utilization, which is greater than 80% for 5 minutes, and memory usage is that CloudWatch agent, which is greater than 75% for 5 minutes, and disk IO throughput, that is CloudWatch, and which is greater than 100 Mbps, and network in out, that is CloudWatch, network packets in, which is greater than 5,000 packets per minute, and healthy host count like ELB health checks, which is lesser than 95%, that may be your healthy, we mean. And so here you have to create a CloudWatch dashboard named InfraOps with widgets for each metrics. Set up the CloudWatch alarm that trigger an Amazon SNS notification when threshold reach. Okay. And real-time application for the performance report is that you have to monitor the application level KPI, throughput, error rate, and latency to ensure the SLA, SLO, or MET to quickly identify the regression. Like KPI, like request rate in the sense, Azure Application Insights, sudden drop that is greater than 20%, this is rolling 5 months average, and app insights is that request or fail, which is greater than 2% errors, which occurs in 1 minute. And like example, if you take use some Azure workbook to build app perf report showing RPS or error percentage and P95 latency It enables smart detection to auto-flag, anomalous error spikes or latency regression, hook failures to an Azure Logic app that posts or team messages when dependencies fail. Okay, so this is a real-time cost and usage report. Okay, so next is that a real-time cost and usage report. Track spend and resource usage in a near real time to avoid surprises in your monthly bill and to catch runaway resources. So stream your building export into a BigQuery, build into a big studio called CostLight. Okay, so this is all about the operational reports. So next we are gonna discuss is about the financial report. So here in this financial report example, if you take uh, so basically in financial report, if you are going for like cloud native basis, it combines the high level summary, detailed line items and a key regions ratio to execute, okay, or investors. So execute the summary like March 1 to 31, so 2025. And highlights is that revenue grew 15% month over month, driven by 10% more active customers and a 5% price increase. And the revenue breakdown is that product line like API usage fees like revenue 7 lakhs 20,000 and with the month change of plus 12.5 and a subscription plan of 3 lakhs 60,000 worth this professional subscriber. Okay, and next is that so like we can able to give so many financial stats like cost flow or snapshot in the commentary, cost optimization, expense control or the cash management. Okay, all those things comes under. And then like if you're gonna use like a strategic reports, so here in the strategic reports also where we have seen so many types, but in the strategic report what will be happening is that like if you're gonna like quarterly strategic report for cloud network organization, like period covers say Q2 to 2025 April 1 to June 30, be the most developer friendly cost effective cloud platform for mid-market enterprises and optimize for efficiency and expand ecosystem and achieve 98.5% platform availability, exceeding over 98% SLA commitment, and rolled out marketplace, which is Launchpad, driving a 20% increase in partner integration. And strategic goals and KPI is that like market and competitive landscape, like market trends, if you're going to use like rising the demands for multi-cloud portability and Kubernetes abstraction, and so risk assessment, mitigation, financial implication, all those stuffs comes under compliance of the strategic report. Okay. And next about we are going to discuss is about security reporting. So before going for security reporting, I've just discussed on the role of technology in the reporting process. Like advancement in technology have transformed the way organizations approach reporting, and data analytics tool, business intelligence software, and automated reporting system enable the managers to access the real-time data, visualize the trends, and generate the report with greater accuracy and speed. And best practices for effective reporting is that you have to define clear objectives and ensure data accuracy, tailor the reports to the audience, and you have to use some visualization, and you have to encourage the feedback. Establish the purpose of each report and the key questions it should be answerable, and implement the processes to verify the accuracy and reliability of data before it is reported. Okay, and tailor reports to the audience. So different stakeholders may require different levels of detail. We can able to customize the reports to meet the needs of various audiences and use visualization as that We have to incorporate charts, graphs, dashboards to enhance the readability and impact of reports and encourage the feedback, like foster a culture of continuous improvement by soliciting feedback on reports and making necessary adjustment. So what about a security reporting? So this security reporting involves gathering, organizing and presenting data related to security events, alerts, incidents, vulnerabilities, as well as compliance posture. Okay, and apart from that, security reporting involves some major thing, which is in case of cloud platform. So what does it mean is that, so here, if your cloud security with real time, like you can adapt AWS or Azure or GCP. Okay, and mainly vulnerability and patch management report, we can able to track the discovered vulnerabilities and patch rollout progress across your fleet. And IAM report is that ensure that IAM policies, roles, and credentials follow the principle of least privilege and detect the unusual access. An example is that we can use a cloud IAM recommender to flag overly uh, broad rules, export IAM audit logs to BigQuery, build a data studio report showing some inactive service accounts older than the 90 days. And security incident and event report is that aggregate and chronicle security incidents, detected threat, investigated alerts, and resolved cases. Okay, like stream guard duty and inspector events into the security hub, and thereby using some security hubs insights view to filter by severity as well as the status. And we can able to export the findings to an instant management tool via Lambda for tracking and MTTR analysis. And compliance and audit reports that demonstrate adherence to regulatory standard like CIS, PCI DSS, GDPR, and the service audit relevant evidence. Okay, and putting into practice, if you take the security reporting, it uses some centralized finding, build the dashboard, automate the alert and workflows, review the canons. Okay, so this is all about the security reporting. Like, what are the common report types is that can be of instant reports or detailed summary of a specific security breach or the threat, compliance report, status report for standards like ISO 27001, HIPAA, PCI DSS, threat intelligence like current threat landscape, indicators of compromise, IOCs, and activity reports, and login activity, data access, privilege use, etc. And executive dashboards like high level overview for management board members. Okay, so these all comes under common report types. Okay, and next we will see about what are the report types additional to that. Okay, so first of all, report type is that, like as I've told, like operational report, security and compliance report, cost and usage report, financial report, strategic and executive reports, development and deployment reports, custom and ad hoc reports. Okay, so these are all comes under different types of report. So operational reports is that a day-to-day visibility into the health and performance of your system, infrastructure health dashboard like CPU, memory, disk and network. Application performance reports is that throughput, latency as well as the error rate. Availability and uptime report like SLA, SLO, downtime incidents. So instant and outage report like MTTR, instant timelines, and security and compliance report like security posture dashboard, and vulnerability or patch management, and IAM audit like overprivileged roles, inactive credentials, and instant and event logs, audit and compliance report, cost and usage report like cost breakdown report or cost versus budget dashboard, resource utilization and right sizing, FinOps or chargeback reports. Okay, and in financial report, if you take like high level view of revenues, expenses, margins, and cash flow for cloud-based businesses, and income statements and P&L revenue streams or COGS, EBIT, net income, balance sheet, assets, liabilities, equity, okay, and cash flow statements like operating, investing, or financial activities like gross margin or burn rate, current ratio, and in case of strategic and executive reports, quarterly or annual strategy reviews and market and competitive analysis, risk and mitigation assessment, investment and ROI projection, and development and deployment reports like keep track of the software delivery life cycle in the cloud environment, and CI/CD pipeline metrics. It should build success, failure rates, deployment frequencies, release readiness dashboard, test coverage, code quality metrics, and feature flag rollouts and impact reports. Okay, custom and ad hoc report is that ad hoc log queries like security investigation or root cause analysis, custom the business intelligence report, user behavior, usage pattern, and exportable CSV JSON reports for integration with third-party tools. Okay, so these are all comes under the common report types. Next, we will see about the tools that is used for reporting. So what are the tools used for reporting is that first one, Sign. So this we have commonly seen like examples Splunk or QRadar, which reports features like custom dashboard as well as automated reporting. And second one, like cloud security tools like AWS Security Hub, Azure Defender dashboard, and vulnerability scanners like generate risk-based report, example Nessus or Qualys, and compliance suits like control mapping and audit trails, example Drata and Vanta. Like in case of operational reporting and monitoring, platform like AWS, the native tool like CloudWatch Dashboard, CloudWatch Metrics Explorer, CloudWatch Logs Insight, AWS X-Ray, and third-party tools like Datadog, Grafana, New Relic, Dynatrace, and in Azure, if you take Azure Monitor, Application Insights, Azure Log Analytics, Azure Dashboard. Okay, the third-party tool like Datadog, Grafana, Splunk, or App Dynamics. Okay, in Google Cloud Platform, you may use like cloud monitoring formally, which is called as a Stack Drive, cloud logging or cloud trace ops dashboard, a data log, Grafana, New Relic, Sumo Logic, all those things comes under GCP, and security and compliance reporting. So here also the native tools like AWS Security Hub, AWS Config, GuardDuty, Inspector, IAM Access Analyzer like Splunk, Sumo Logic, Palo, it can be used. And apart from that, in Azure, Azure Security Center or Azure Policy Sentinel, Compliance Manager like Splunk, Tenable, Sumo Logic can be used. And GCP, Security Command Center or the Faucetic Security Cloud Armor, Cloud IAM Recommender. Okay, and cost and usage reporting like AWS Cost Explorer, AWS Budget, AWS Cost and Usage Report, AWS Billing Console. Azure Cost Management plus Billing, which involves Azure Advisor Recommendation and followed by so many Cloud Availability, Cloud Health, and then Taptio, and BI platforms like Tableau, Power BI, ClickSense Mode, and embedded BI like Amazon QuickSight or Azure Power BI, embedded or Looker embedded, we can go through it, and data warehouse like Amazon Redshift or Google BigQuery, Snowflake, Azure Synapse Analytics, okay, and CI/CD and deployment metrics too. So here, like you can go for some Jenkins Blue Ocean or GitLab Analytics or Circle Insights, and release tracking like Launch Darkly, Flagsmith, Split IO, and test reporting like TestRail, X-Ray, or Jira, and log variant analysis like Splunk, Sumo Logic or ELK Stack, Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana. You can go through it. Okay, so it's, even though there are so many tools that is used for reporting, we have to choose the right tool. We have to design based on the scope and scale. Native tools offer tight integration and no extra data increase cost. And third-party tools often provide richer cross-platform reviews and cost. If you take like compared licensing as pay as you go, cloud native monitoring is usually metered by the usage, whereby third-party tools often charge per host or per GB of logs. Okay, so these all comes under the tools used for reporting. So in this particular video, we have discussed on the reporting and the reporting and management cycle and introduction to reporting and types of reports we have seen, the role of technology in reporting and the best practices that is used for effective reporting and what is meant by security reporting and the common report types and tools which is used for reporting and what is meant by the real-time examples that has been implemented in this particular thing. Okay, so thank you all. I hope you have a clear idea on this topic. We'll see in the next video. Thank you.